Hello friends, I am Dr. Krishna Kumari. Welcome to my channel Sparsh Homoeopathy. Today we are going to discuss the medicine Lycopodium. As an inert substance, it was used by allopathic school of medicine for rolling pills to prevent them from sticking together. It was Dr. Samuel Hahnemann who brought out the powers of Lycopodium by the method of dynamization. He made innumerable cures with Lycopodium. Lycopodium comes under Lycopodiaceae family, and the common name is club moss. The botanical name is Lycopodium clavatum linnaeus. It is originated from a Greek word. Lyco means wolf and podos means foot. So it is called wolf's foot. Lycopodium is an evergreen perennial herb with a long, creeping and branching stem with small leaves, and it has long fruits. Medicine is prepared from spores or pollen, and the spores contains 50% of fixed oil such as oleic acid, linoleic acid, palmitic acid, phosphoric acid, traces of alumina, silica, tannin, starch, phytosterol, etc. Phytosterol is a plant-based sterol and has the ability to reduce cholesterol. Lycopodium is also called vegetable sulfur because the spores look similar to sulfur in its yellowish color, powdery texture, and flammability. Going through the Lopno signature, we can find out that there is a confusion that the Lycopodium is a fern or a moss. It looked like a fern, but the name is moss. And for the proper growth of the plant, the need of a fungus is necessary. And it already said that Lycopodium is a very small plant, but the fruits are very long and shows the ambitiousness of the person. We can picturize Lycopodium by three symptoms such as lack of confidence, cowardness, and ambitiousness. Even though they are looking extrovert and confident, there is no faith in their abilities and they always hide their feelings. It may be developed from the childhood because of dictatorial or domineering parent who always criticize the child or compare the child with other children, or due to some teasing friends or punishing teachers, etc. There is a feeling of disappointment and displeasure. This gradually develops into an insecurity feeling, and there is fear, inferiority complex, etc. And there's a constant doubt about their abilities, and there is fear of failure, fear of performance, and fear of taking any decision. And this fear is lifelong and constant. And in small issues, they show fear, and they are fearful in their hobbies, in their career, in their business, and also even in sex. They are cowardice or pusillanimous. That means there is lack of courage or determination. They does not want to take any responsibility and they never take initiative of anything new. But they are very hardworking and highly intelligent and sincere in their work also. But an anticipatory anxiety develops before examinations, before interviews, and doing stage performance, going before public, etc. In lawyers, ministers, public speakers, teachers, professors, etc., there is an incompetence before doing their task. And this incompetence is covered in Lycopodium. It is covered by assertiveness. That means even though they are not confident, they show as confident. So others or opposite persons never understand their defect. But in calcary carp, there are also incompetence, but it is not covered by any features. And others can easily understand their defect, and there is a fear in calcary carp that others will understand it or not. Lycopodium, they are very anxious about their image or fame. Calcary carp, there is an anxiety about their performance than their image. Once Lycopodium undertake their task, they go it with ease. And this feature is found in Silesia also. There is a desire to be alone, and fear of solitude. They does not want to be entirely alone and want somebody in the home or in the next room. There is a fear of ghost, fear of darkness, fear of strangers, and fear of incoming of friends, relatives, etc. New situations and places make them panic. These persons are highly emotional persons, highly sensitive persons. They cries when thanked or cries when receiving gift or friends, etc. And Lycopodium and Naxomica are avaricious. That means there's a greed for wealth. But Naxomica persons run for success, but Lycopodium persons run for power. These Lycopodiums are highly egoistic and ambitious. they need popularity and appreciation. They are diplomatic and cruel in nature. They use flattering words to please others, and others think that this much of good person they will not meet. And in home, they are the dictator of the family, but outside, they are very charming and intelligent and refined person. For getting power and position, they do anything. They go out of the way to please their officials and make get their advantages. And there is a feeling of fear for getting their destination. Once they get the position, they does not want to lose it. And they are very obedient, highly obedient to their officials, and always they want to make happy them. And there is a fear of punishment also. But for subordinates, they are very domineering, and they always harass their juniors, and they shout, yell, and do harm to the juniors and subordinates because they want to prove themselves that they are very hard and powerful. But inside, they know that they are nothing. And there is a fear of contradiction also, but so they are using a very polished words, and there is no physical violence. But in case of Anacadium, this person also have lack of confidence in a stronger intensity than Lycopodium, and they also want to prove themselves. But they are very cruel and do harm to others, and they do criminal acts. Like sulfur has very explosive temper, and they explode in very short, sharp bursts and cools down as the speed as they exploded. But Naxamica are also very fault-finding and domineering in character, but they are snappish when others are came near them. Lycopodium run for a long distance to keep quarrel with their neighbors and friends, relatives, etc. Lycopodium usually take intelligent topics in debates, discussion, etc., but avoid personal arguments, and they are jealous and get up and walk off if other person is found to be successful. Naxomica enjoy personal arguments and fight till the end even though they lose the battle. And sulfur is less righteous, but they argue the things but never come to the point. In case of Arsenicum album, these persons are very idealistic and perfectionist, but Lycopodium is very practical. Arsenicum album very miser, and there is a greed for wealth. Lycopodium also shows greed for wealth, and they does not spend money. But Arsenicum album wants collect money and accumulate wealth, and Lycopodium wants to avoid the problems, but Arsenicum album Lycopodium persons go before many girls, ladies, servants, etc. for sharing their love. But when there is an opportunity to get marriage, Lycopodium went away from that opportunity because there is a fear of responsibility. These are the main symptoms related to the mind of Lycopodium. Thank you.